Hopefully we'll get everybody back here with us. YouTube screwing with the show, as per the usual. All right, we're going to play another song while we gather everybody back in here. It's kind of a laid-back night. I like it. We're going to do this one again because it's been rocking lately. And one of these days I'm going to get it right. Got the stars, how they shine for you. I like to play it upbeat. I like to play it upbeat. At the stars, how they shine for you. Everything that you do, they were all yellow. I came along, wrote a song for you, and all the things that you do, it was all yellow. Done. It was all yellow. Your skin and bones turned into something beautiful. And you know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. But you were all yellow. I drew a line for you. What a thing to do. It was all yellow. Your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I do it all. I bleed myself dry. It's true. Look how they shine for you. It's all yellow. How they shine for you. They shine for you. It was all yellow. Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. All the things you do. It was all yellow. Are you in SoCal now, my friend? We're going to talk about your, you said you have maybe, I think it was a grandma or maybe someone who had to sell their house in Wilton. I've been putting together some crazy episodes of Discover Connecticut. I'm really enjoying that show. In fact, I may play you the newest one. Nice. Dean John's at the airport right now. I'm going to play you guys this. This is something I did. I just dropped it today. I'm really proud of this. They're getting better and better every single episode. Sometimes I meet people, sometimes I don't, but I'm now filling it with like content, very similar to when I did Get to Know America. And I want to know what you guys think of this. And I'm curious to see what John thinks too, as somebody who understands the marketing side he had a podcast too, real estate related. This is, to me, is the concept is more of this, a show about what I do without it being about what I do. But if that makes any sense at all. But I had someone today on LinkedIn say, and I'll actually read you the comment real quick because I thought this was really cool. I put this episode up and then I got this message from somebody. Daniel McLean. And he said, this Discover Connecticut idea is brilliant. If I still lived in Fairfield County, I would definitely be calling you. And that's my hope, is that I get buyers and sellers who see this content and they say to themselves, well, you know what? When I do buy, when I do sell, I want to work with that guy. And that's my hope. So anyway, let me know if that is the impression you get or if I'm kind of nailing
Discover
that
Connecticut, a real estate show about the towns that we love, the 400 years of history under our feet, the small businesses, the amazing family attractions, and the people that make it tick.
Welcome to Discover Westport, Connecticut. I'm Mark Pires with Coldwell Banker. We're here today on Main Street, downtown Westport. This is where everybody goes to shop, great restaurants. Let's talk very quickly about the real estate market. Currently, there are 70 houses on the market. 36 houses are ready to trade, and in the last 7 days, we've had 10 closings here in Westport. If you have any questions about selling your house, if you'd like a free market analysis, make sure you reach out to me. And if you're a buyer and you're looking for updates, I could set you up with an auto email, so every time there's a new listing or a reduction, you will be notified. So let's see if we can find something else here in Westport to share with you. This is Discover Connecticut.
From downtown, I took a short ride, just a few minutes away, to another gem.
This is the Westport Country Playhouse. Originally built in 1835 as a tannery manufacturer, the building that would eventually become the Westport Country Playhouse was turned into a steam-powered cider mill in 1880. Later abandoned in the 1920s and splendidly transformed into a theater in 1931. It initially served as a tryout house for Broadway transfers, evolving into an established stop on the New England straw hat circuit of summer stock theaters through the end of the 20th century. Following a multi-million-dollar renovation completed in 2005, the Playhouse became a producing nonprofit regional theater, preserving its original charm and character.
The Westport Country Playhouse has built an amazing relationship with the community of Westport, providing year-round plays and performances from some of our greatest playwrights. This is an opportunity for you to experience the arts right here in Westport, Connecticut.
So if you have any other questions about the Playhouse, make sure you check them out online, book yourself a ticket to a show, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you saw. Until then, I may have one more location up my sleeve. Let's keep going. Do you know Westport, Connecticut has an observatory? You could join with your family and look up at the stars every Wednesday at 8 p.m. You're also welcome to attend their online or in-person monthly public lectures with world-renowned scientists that help deepen your knowledge of the universe. If you're looking for something to do on Wednesdays, here after 8 p.m. is the place to be. So I think that's it for us today. I think we covered a lot here in Westport. Remember, if you need any assistance in Westport or any other town in Lower Fairfield County, reach out to me. If there's a place you'd like to see me go next on Discover Connecticut, make sure you leave a comment below. And until next time, this is Mark Pires with Coldwell Banker. And this is Discover Connecticut. George Eli, spiritualist, psychic, and magi. I had no idea we had that here in Westport, Connecticut. Just steps away, guys, enlightenment. I think I may have to go get a tarot reading. All right, I want to hear a comment below. Who thinks I should go get a tarot reading here? If that would be a cool episode. Let's keep working our way down the street. I think we're gonna have to get a tarot reading. I really want to hear from you guys. I think I should get a tarot reading or not. I think that would be pretty cool. Be a nice addition to the episode, or an episode. So I think that's it for us today. I think we covered a lot here in Westport. Remember, if you need any assistance in Westport or any other town in Lower Fairfield County, reach out to me. If there's a place you'd like to see me go next on Discover Connecticut, make sure you leave a comment below. And don't forget about the tarot. Am I doing a tarot? Like, you gotta, like, let's talk about it. And I'll see you soon.
Oh, it makes me laugh. Oh my, yeah, passing the tarot reading. That's the second person who said that, John. I think you're right. I was just joking, really, but it would be a pretty cool episode. But I think that could go off the rails pretty quickly, you know. So probably wouldn't do the tarot reading. I used to read tarot cards for my friends in college. How funny is that? I went to this guy Frank. Frank and I used to play music. In fact, Frank wrote a beautiful song. It goes like this. Why am I not? Oh. I gotta remember how it goes. Okay, I got it. We're way out of tune. Let me just tune this real quick. But so Frank wrote this song. I loved it. He's the first songwriter I knew, and I kind of learned, you know, how you just got to not give an F and just do what you want. And he was also, no, actually, he was a theory musician. He went to school and like learned theory, wanted to understand everything that worked together. And I'm the complete opposite. I just wanted to allow my creativity to tell me what sounds right. And so I took my path, he took his. I haven't talked to him in years, but I'm sure he's doing well with his theory. Oh, an E flat minor, that means I can play a G7 sixer. Whatever. If I do an E flat minor, I know that I can go. You know? I think that was an E flat minor 7er. All right, so anyway, Frank wrote this cool tune. Such a long time, wondering if that's you on the other side. Sit in the sand and write a love song, wondering if that's you. I see the light. If I call your name, will you still follow me down to that spot on a rock? Our little people drive by in their little cars, sit around and we'll dream translucent thoughts of hope, just you and I. Watch our orange friend rise. Can't believe I still remember this. I don't remember the lyrics, but I remember the music. I want to get the loop in so you can hear what the vocals we sang together, because I was backing him up actually on this one. Sitting around Sunday, wondering if you were on the other line. Sit in the sand and write a love song, wondering believe that you are the other side. If I call your name, will you still? I want to get this right. Sorry, I had two things at once. You could sit. Fuck. Now I don't remember how it goes. I call your name, will you still? Used to color me down to that spot on a rock. We can watch our little people. Fuck, that's not it at all. Sorry. You follow me down to that spot on a rock. We can watch our little people drive by in their little cars. We'll sit around and we'll dream translucent thoughts of hope, just you and I. You follow me down to that spot on a rock. Let me remember my other vocal because there's a crazy vocal this. You can watch our little people drive by in their little cars. We'll sit around and we'll dream translucent thoughts of hope, just you and I. You follow me down to that spot on a rock. We can watch our little people drive by in their little cars. We'll sit around and we'll dream translucent thoughts of hope, just you and I. You follow me down to that spot on a rock. We can watch our little people drive by in their little cars. We'll sit around and we'll dream translucent thoughts of hope, just you and I. You follow something like that. Down to that spot on a rock. It was a good vibe. Used to follow me down to that spot on a rock. Can watch our little people drive by in little cars. Sit around and we'll dream translucent thoughts of hope, just you and I. Used to follow me down to that spot on a rock. I don't know, it's something like that, but it's a cool tune. And that song I dug on, but we split the band up after the first gig. It didn't go well. I mean, I thought it went well, but he didn't think it went well. Mainly because we'd never performed in front of people before, and when we did, I just turned on, like I do here. Like I just went at it, and I was just like, apparently, because one of my friends, Ileana, who actually gave me a few, she played Juliet when I played Romeo, a very good friend of mine. And she was there, and she said, I knew you guys were never going to play again, and that's why I took a photo of you guys after the gig. And I don't know where that photo is, but she took a photo of us together. And she goes, I took that photo because I know you're never going to play again together. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I could tell the way he was looking at you during the show. He didn't like how you were, taking all the focus or whatever just by, being animated and being excited by being in front of a crowd. So Frank and I stopped playing together. He's also the first person I ever saw whose eyes turned black in front of me. That's another story. It fucking freaked the shit out of me. He came over the next day. We had our fight in front of his girlfriend, in front of my... it was a weird time because I'm playing music with Frank, but I was also playing music with my apartment. Like the guy moved into the apartment, he played lead guitar, and I played rhythm, and like he was like the guy who was doing what I do now, but not... He was good, but nothing like what we're doing here. And he was adding, and he was better than me. And so I'm jamming with him, but I'm also playing with Frank. And Frank wanted me to play with him, and Alex wanted me to play because we were living together and we were jamming together too. So anyways, there was a weird dynamic between Frank and Alex. That's all I'll say. And so I sat down, and Alex was there, my friend Garcia was there, and my best friend in high school, and during this, and I think they saw it too, I'm pretty sure. But I'm sitting next to Frank. He's sitting right next to me here. And he started talking about how he didn't like the way the gig went. And I was like, I thought it went great. It was the first time I ever played a gig ever. Like, well, how could it go? You know? And so I was like, I thought it went great. And somehow we started talking about how it could have gone better is the way he was going at it. And he kind of went from George Costanza's father in Seinfeld, where he started like okay, and then he like went from that to a 10. And he lunged at me, and when he did, his eyes turned black. But when he did that, he said, "How many times did I come over and you were working on the 4-track?" Because we had a 4-track. He had like I think it was actually my uncle had let me his 4-track when I first started playing. And so with a tape, I used to record things. So I started everything and then started recording everything because of this whole idea. Where I was like, I never want to play and not have it be recorded. So I've got like everything I've ever played recorded on like mini discs, on CDs. It's downstairs and no one's ever going to listen to it, but I got it all. You could hear the progression from when I started being like, hi, to like today. I mean, it's all there. Long story short, Frank freaked out, eyes turned black, and I stood up, and he tried to hide it, and he goes, it's okay. And I said, no, it's not. I saw your eyes. And he knew what I meant. That was the crazy thing. He kind of like beckoned back and like realized I saw the evil. And that's when I realized that some people have a demon in them, you know? And I don't know if he still does, but he did. And that demon showed itself to me when I stood up to him, and I was basically not going to bow down to his being better than me, because he was a better musician than I was at that time. I was just starting, 7-8 months into playing. I'd written 3 or 4 songs, and I meet this guy who's written 20, 30 songs, and his songs were like, been slipping away for such a long time, wondering if that's you on the other side. And he's singing these songs. I'm like, dang, they're like, there's a lot going on the guitar. I was like, what the fuck? How's this dude doing that? But he was 10 years ahead of me. He'd been playing music for 10 years. I just started playing 7 months earlier. But I remember sitting down with him one night, and he goes, I'm not ready to play out yet. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You're freaking ridiculous. I'll go play out tomorrow, and I suck. Like, I'm not anything yet, but I'll go play out tomorrow. And like, he says, like, I brought him out of the shell because he would have stayed in his apartment and never gone out and played. So like, I got him out of that. But then he freaking showed his evil to me with the eyes turning black thing. And that was fucking weird. So anyway, crazy stories. And a few other awesome things took place in that period of time, though. I learned about my psychic connection and intuition a little bit more. My acting professor was friends with Frank, so he would hang out with me after acting class, after classes. We would go back and hang out at Frank's and play music, and James would be there. He was our acting professor, and super talented guy. And he started saying that he was the one who was like reading tarot cards, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, oh, and he taught me, he said, look, you just say how you feel. When you look at it, you just say what you're feeling. And then all of a sudden, like, I just started doing it for people, and like to a high level. Like I was freaking people out. I was like, there's this, is there a grandma? I was like, and all this weird stuff was starting to, I was just saying the first thing that came to my mind, because that's what James told me. And so I would just say these things, the first things that came to mind over and over and over. And people were like, dude, you're freaking me out. And I'm like, well, what? Just, there's nothing negative here, like that type of thing. You'd see the death card, and I just like, something would make me think, did you have a cat? Like something weird. It was so weird. So anyway, I did that for just a period of time, like a couple months, because of James. But also, that's the same hallway. If you guys recall, I told you the ghost story. I wrote a couple ghost songs, and one of them was written right when I told you about a story of going to the third floor of this apartment where Frank lived, and my friend Ileana lived in the second floor, and all of her friends. They had like 6 roommates. They all lived in this one huge apartment. And then right upstairs, just one level up, was Frank, and he was in his own room. He didn't have any roommates. It was just Frank. Frank was fucking weird. Just saying, like, in retrospect, black eyes turned black. But as I'm going upstairs, I used to feel like a ghostly presence behind me. I always can feel there was something breathing down my neck. There was a ghost in that hallway or something weird, totally fucking weird. And I remember one day I told Frank, and they were like, and James just immediately says, why don't you ask it what it wants? And I go, what? He goes, yeah, why don't you ask it what it wants? I said, what do you mean? Like sit there and think, like, what do you want? He goes, no, ask it. And I was like, so you want me to go in the hallway? And when I feel this thing, just be like, what do you want? Like, hello? Like, I don't want to be the hello guy, and like winds up with a stab in the back or something, you know what I mean? So I was like, I don't, he goes, no, you have to just find out what it needs and what it wants. You may be able to help it. And I'm like, this guy was totally out there, right? Now that I'm thinking about it. So next time I'm going up to Frank's, and this is a week before the blowout, and that where I never saw Frank again. But I'm going up to Frank's going up there to practice for this gig. And as I go around the corner, I've got the guitar in one hand, and I remember feeling it again. Like the light was always dim in that hallway. It was really weird. You come up to the little landing as you turn to go up to Frank's. So you have like, here's my friend Ileana and Deanna and all of them. They lived on this floor, and there's a landing area. Everybody's in that landing area, and then you go up to this small little landing area where you can look out to the front. Did I also tell you there's 2 freaking lions at the entrance to this building? And they always say that that's a weird thing, like those lions sitting there at the front, like just like from Ghostbusters. So I go up, turn around the corner, get into that little landing, which is where I always felt this presence.